Way back in video 5, I talked about your tactical girlfriend, Prudence. In light of recent events, I think it's time to talk about her again. Here's your armed citizen meme of the week. Screen cap it, crop it, and send it to everyone you know.
It'd be a lot cooler if you did.
Now, let's get on with the content. Prudence is a girl's name, meaning caution. Prudence, like faith, hope, and charity, are Puritan virtue names with a quiet charm and sensitivity, which fell out of favor in the 1960s. I refer to Prudence as a tactical girlfriend, so your wife or actual girlfriend doesn't mishear you and think you have an actual side piece. It is the job of Prudence to warn you to stay out of places or situations where there are no positive outcomes for you. As the old saying goes, if you don't belong, don't be long. As I record this, we have an active unrest in Minneapolis, Minnesota, and 2 tragic deaths because of it. I do not celebrate the deaths of Renee Good or Alex Preedy. I consider them both tragic and unnecessary events. I extend my condolences to the families and friends of these 2 people. They did not deserve their fates. That being said, they ignored the advice of their respective prudences and suffered the consequences of their choices and actions. Preedy forced his situation. He went into a protest where physical confrontations with law enforcement were the plan. He went to that protest armed. He involved himself in a police encounter. He was exactly where his choices put him, piled on by police and perceived as a threat because he was armed. My point here is Prudence will never tell you to go looking for a confrontation. A prudent, armed citizen avoids situations where conflict is expected. A prudent, armed citizen does not get into a confrontation with police. Every year, the park rangers at Yellowstone have to tell the radical blue team people, do not pet the fluffy cows. However, the internal reality of these people is more real to them than reality itself, so they ignore the advice of the ranger because to them the fluffy cows are too cute to hurt anybody. The first person can probably get away with petting the fluffy cows. However, each subsequent person has an exponentially increasing chance of ending up as a tally mark on said fluffy cow. And so it is with law enforcement. As agents of the state, they have the license and ability to perform violence on demand. They have the license because the state will always jealously guard their monopoly on violence. They begrudgingly grant a limited amount of violence to you and I, the citizens, but only under specific circumstances and conditions. Law enforcement has rules and standards about how much violence they can use in a particular situation. However, law enforcement has a wide discretion on the method of violence once that standard has been met. Hey, I hope you're enjoying the content so far. If you're picking up what I'm putting down, please let me know by hitting that like button. When you do that, it helps get this content to others and inspires me to keep producing content. While we're clicking on things, hit that subscribe button to help grow this channel and turn on notifications so you know when one of my new videos shows up. I appreciate all comments, so please tell me if you think I'm spot on or way off. If you really like this video, hit share, and post it on your social media. Okay, back to me. And let me say this, you and I have a Monday morning quarterback view of these events. We get to see video from these encounters multiple times, from multiple angles, run backwards and forwards, and every frame of video is parsed. And in the aftermath, we find out things the people involved did not know at the time. This leads to a distortion of our perception of events rather than the people involved, who only had a split second to decide and zero do-overs. Renee Good's death put both sides on edge. It emboldened the observers, and I use that in scare quotes, to push harder. And it makes law enforcement more prone to go straight to 11 on the violence scale for their own safety. This ends well for nobody. By the facts I have as I record this video, the most likely instigation of events was caused by a negligent discharge from one of the ICE agents. A total tragedy, and an unnecessary one at that. The officer who fired the initial shot was facing away from the scrum that included Prudence and heard he has a gun. This officer then turned around, faced the scrum, drew his weapon, and fired into Mr. Prudence at point blank range. Now, did he mean to, or did he have bad trigger control and got excited? We don't know, and if we do find out, it will be during his trial. Imagine yourself in the position of an ICE officer. You are attempting to subdue a person who is actively interfering with your duties. You already know he has a gun, and a gunshot rings out. In that split second, there are only two people who could have fired that round. The suspect being subdued, or one of the other officers. If the suspect shot, that means he is still armed, still a threat, and must be stopped immediately. If one of the other officers shot, that can only mean that he saw a threat and engaged it with deadly force. The delay between the first shot and the other officers engaging Mr. Prudence, there was a delay between them getting away, getting up, drawing their firearms, and engaging Mr. Prudence's now body. That delay gave the officers time to assess if Prudence was a threat or not. Now, I'm not a lawyer. I didn't stay at a Holiday Express last night, so this is my opinion. The officer who fired the initial shot should be brought up on murder charges. He acted recklessly and without regard for life, even his fellow officers, considering he shot into a scrum. The other officers should be fired, and manslaughter charges are not unwarranted. To understand the kind of stressors and need for split-second assessment and life or death actions a police officer must make daily, here is a clip from Fox 10 Phoenix from about 2015. A civil rights activist who was critical of police violence was given the opportunity to undergo some police force-on-force scenarios. I'm going to show you a clip. The link to the full video and others is in the notes below.
Scenario 1 is a call about a man casing cars in a parking lot. Maupin approaches the man and starts asking questions.
Look. Where you have your hand in your gun? You're looking for your vehicle. What kind of car do you drive? Where you have your hand in your gun? What kind of car do you drive? This is my car, man.
Oh. Maupin, the officer, is shot. It happens that fast.
Here is another clip. See how long it takes for the officer to meet St. Peter.
Could I see your license and registration, please?
You want my wallet or you want me to take it out?
No, just take it out.
All right.
He fired his gun during nearly every one of these scenarios as a police officer, often too late to save his own life.
It just goes to show that it's a split second. It's not even a whole second. It's a split part of a second.
If you have any doubt on the veracity of what I've just talked about, please ask your local firearms instructor or law enforcement agency to put you through a force-on-force training. I have been through it. I assure you, it's very eye-opening. It drives home my point to train and train and then train some more until your actions are autonomous. The split second your brain says threat. In conclusion, I'm not telling you that you should or should not get up in the face of law enforcement. That's your decision, not mine. I am saying you should listen to your tactical girlfriend, Prudence. She will let you know the consequences of your actions. Prudence will, by default, tell you that there are some places that you just don't need to be. Getting up in the grill of law enforcement or interfering with those operations is one of them. You think you're playing with a harmless baby goat, but you're really playing with Negan, and he has Lucille.
Strange game. The only winning move is not to play.
Stay safe, stay bullet-free, tell your family you love them every chance you get. You all have yourselves a wonderful day. If you made it this far, thank you. If you liked this content, please hit the like button to show your support. Help me get the word out by subscribing to my channel, and don't forget to turn notifications on so you know when I post new content. If you think this content would help your friends, the share button helps you get it out to your social media. Comments mean a lot to me, good or bad. Please leave one. All right, go forth and have a most excellent day.